Good, everyone. Today is Monday, April 7th, 2025. Update for Tuesday the 8th. All right, let's go. Well, let's keep this WPM in here. A few goals showing up. AGI would be another alternative if you're looking for more setups. Obviously, a little bit of a bounce into portfolio. Started a lot better than it ended. We'll take a look at that in just one second. Here's AGI would be an alternative WPM. It's had a pretty nice trend and a nice little pullback. For now, let's stick with WPM, but we might switch out into that AGI depending on whether or not this one triggers. Let's take a look at the portfolio, and then we'll jump into the markets. First of all, CCL, again, like I just said, starting better than it finished. Down a smidge, but they better the poke in the eye, I suppose. Obviously, remaining in a downtrend. Take a look at JBL. A little bit of a bounce after, again, a weak open there. Still looks like it's in lots and lots and lots of trouble. And finally, TPR, same sort of thing, opening lap reversal there to close at Flatsville. Let's take a look at the overall market, and then we'll drill down to some individual subsectors and such. S&P 500 coming to glued a little bit on the open, obviously. Let's take a look at the spiders real quick so you get a true open. You can see spiders, big gap lower, obviously a little follow through the downside. Mother of all rallies, then came back off. There was some fake news during the day that caused that. Not that it matters, but kind of interesting how volatile the market is. Everybody kind of scrambled all at once. NASDAQ composite, open a gap reversal there, closed right in Flatsville. Take a look at the Rusty 2000. Same sort of action, too. Of course, it actually ended down on the day by nearly 1%, but kind of all over the place like everything else. Throw a dart at the sector. Semiconductors banging out new lows, a little bit of a bounce. Certainly, he tried to say nothing excited about just yet. Bots still down. Look at that, over 2.25% on the day. That's AI and robotics. Cybersecurity. I always want to call it cyber computing. Cybersecurity, opening gap reversal there. Kind of the same theme over and over and over again as you go through here. Here's robotics, and you can see an automation, opening gap reversal there, but still down on the day. Major drugs got absolutely creamed in here. And again, this is one of those relative strength areas that absolutely imploded. Still ended down nearly 2% on the day, so that's obviously very ugly. Cloud computing, opening gap reversal, the list goes on and on. Energies have been really taking it on the chin as of late, led mostly lower by all services. Again, opening gap reversal, but still down on the day, so it's still an ugly day nonetheless. Financials, which were sort of hanging in there a little bit, they've imploded as of late, as you know, and still didn't make it quite back to the plus column. So we're still super oversold in here. VIX is also very stretched. Let's punch that up real quick, and then we'll wrap things up. Nothing real quick about it, huh? Anyway, you can see VIX is still 100% away from that moving average, so we could see the mother of all reversals, at least on an intraday basis, but I'd be super careful with that. Don't rush out and take a lot of action just yet. Maybe an intraday trade, but other than that, really not a whole lot to do. Again, as we go back to the downsides, no big shocker. Banks, again, open a gap reversal there, but off the worst levels. Jets and transports looking fairly ugly in here too. Defense is one of those areas, another one of those relative strength areas, and that's why we've got to be careful chasing these areas in a bear market, and that's why we don't, except for maybe something like gold, which could trade contrary to the overall market. But anyway, you kind of get the idea. Another ugly day, even with the reversal in here. One day at a time. Again, we're super oversold, but that in and of itself isn't reason to buy. If you do any buying, just make sure it's on an intraday type of basis. And the volatility is so whack. Even a small size is super dangerous. So be careful with any of your trading and just trade at a very, very, very small size. If it works out, you still get paid nicely. If it doesn't work out, obviously, you can mitigate the losses. Everybody have a fantastic night. If you have any questions, you know the routine. Thank you so much.